Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today our group will present about prohibited activities in price determination. And first, our team members is Muhammad Farhan bin Muhammad Syed Nori. Second, Muhammad Iqbal Hakim bin Abiza. And third, Ahmad Fakihuddin bin Ramli.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Ismail Hashim bin Abiza. Today I would like to present objective 1, which is the definition price determination. Okay, as we know, marketing is an organizational function and a set of process for creating communication and delivering value to customers, and for managing customers' relationship in ways to benefit the organization and its stakeholders. Marketing is divided by two, which is the Islamic marketing and conventional marketing. Islamic marketing can be defined as the process and strategy of fulfilling the need through halal products and service with the mutual consent and welfare of both parties, like sellers and buyers. For the purpose of achieving material and spiritual well-being in the world here and the hereafter. Marketing also is divided by four components, which is the product, place, price and promotion. Okay, the definition price determination. According to the course zero, definition of price is the value that one will purchase a finite quantity, way or other measure of a goods or service. Secondly, price also can be defined as the sacrifice that one party pays another to receive something in exchange. Thirdly, definition of price determination is pricing are the process of determining what a company or seller will receive in exchange of its products. Okay, in marketing also have the prohibited activities, where some company or seller could do to promote or benefit their product with a variety ways, especially in price determination. Every company and seller basically want the highest profits and willing to take advantage by doing the prohibited activity in price determination. There are four prohibited activities in price determination, which is the corruption, ethical speculation and hilah.
Okay, first, what is the definition of corruption? First, corruption is a misappropriation of money or goods belonging to a company or state. Receive the money by using his position for personal gain. Corruption is an attitude that usually used by the authority person to take project, forgive, bribery, inconvenience just to take the profit for them and their cronies. Politics dictionary. Okay, corruption is something like, let's say I have power, I have authority, and I have position. Also, I have my power. So I can bribe any person that I want for my personal advantage, such as I have link with government, so I can bribe them to I lose from the tax. So corruption is bribe. Or for another example, if you they have four contractor that want one project, but the contractor first are very close with the officer. So the first contractor bribe the officer to get the project, and the officer also want the money, so he accept the bribe from the contractor first. So that is definition of the corruption. And do not consume one another's wealth unjustly or send it in bribery to the rulers in order that they might add you to consume a portion of the wealth of the people in sin, while you know it is unlawful. Al-Baqarah verse 188. To the next slide. What is the effect of corruption? First, secrecy and national security will be vulnerable. National security will be vulnerable. For example, the authority person like immigration. We say immigration. And second, disrupting a healthy lifestyle and business environment. For the example, like the contractor like the project in the country, the officer must open the tender for all the contractor. But let's say have 4 contractor that must be involved in that must be fight for the project. But the first contractor is very close with the officer. So the first contractor can easily get the project, and the officer also want to give the project to the first contractor because they also want the money, such as the model is about 2 million. So after the officer give the contractor project, he must give the contractor must give for example 500,000 to the officer because of the officer give him the project. So this will affect our healthy lifestyle and business environment. Third, make more crimes. And also for the example, our country have drug dealer, or the famous word is pusher. The pusher can make money so much. When the pusher got caught by the police, example, the judgment is very heavy. So if they want to lose lose from the judgment, they bribe the authority person that in charge in the drug of country. So some authority person accept the money. So the pusher can do their job safely because they have a big backup. So it will make more crimes in our country. Fourth, country's asset will be affected. Okay, we move to our next slide, which is issues of corruption in Malaysia. In this slide, I will give just 2 examples. First, the immigration officer remanded. In the Awani news said the immigration officer remanded. The case is the immigration officer have approved permit for the illegal immigrant, and in the Awani said for one permit for one person they must pay almost about about 1,500 ringgit, and the officer immigration had approved almost 15,000 applicants. So if we calculate the amount of money, 15,000 of the applicant that had approved by the officer immigration multiple with 1,500 ringgit. So we can get about almost 20 million ringgit. So the issues now, just about the money, our country will be vulnerable. Our security country will be vulnerable just about money. And also the officer have the power, so he can approve the applicant of the illegal immigrant. And second example is 2 arrested for bribe MACC officers. MACC is SPRM. In this case, the Metro said they have 2 people that bribe MACC officers because of they want to do the illegal project. but the officer don't, but the officer not accept the bribe. So if the officer accept the bribe, so the country asset will affected because of the illegal things.
Okay, we go to the objective 2, which is the etika as a prohibited activity in price determination. Okay, in the world of economics, especially in the marketing activity, they are the subject of conflict with it are seller and buyers. Transaction activities that each of them being the profit of the seller and the satisfaction of the buyer. Profit is the main purpose of the seller in marketing activity, but the way the sellers making a profit must be in accordance with Islamic law, making and prohibiting activity in price discrimination like have an etiquette in marketing activity. Okay, we go to the definition etika first. Okay, etika according to the perspective language is the act of holding, the gathering of things or the place to store the goods of holding. Okay, Imam Fairuz define etika on the perspective language is the collecting and holding goods in hope of getting a higher price. Okay, thirdly, definition etika in term is holding basic goods to gain a profit and waiting for the price to go up in the market. Imam Ghazali also define etika is a storage items from the food seller to wait until the price higher and sells their goods at that time. One according to Asai Sabit in Fiqh Sunnah define etika as a buying and keep the item until the item have a higher price to sell and people will hard to find and get the item because the items too expensive to buy it. Okay, we go to the next slide, which is the legal basis of etika. Legal basis that used by fiqh scholars, which is ulama, is etika cannot be in marketing because etika has a bad value in Al-Quran that could cause any persecution including etika is illegal in Islam. Holding which is illegal according to the most scholars is the holding that fulfill the three criteria, which is the firstly, people who is holding item exceed their needs and family need for a year. Secondly, holding items to sales until the item have a higher price to sales and people are desperate and difficult to find the item, so they had to buy the item with the expensive price. Thirdly, the items that sellers hold is the basic necessities of the people such as food, drink, clothing or other basic needs of the people. When the other items on the seller hand but not include the basic necessity people and persecution the people, so that does not include as a holding. Okay, we go to the next slide, which is the disadvantages of etika in marketing. Holding goods is the biggest cause of the crisis that people today. Okay, holding is the biggest prohibited in competition arrangement in Islamic marketing. In level international, holding goods is the biggest cause of the crisis that people face today. Islam forbids and prohibits people from holding goods from speculation. Islam threatens those who hold it with a painful torment in the hereafter. Allah said in Surah At-Tawbah verse 34 until 35. This verse explains that who is holding goods from other people with the wrong way, Allah will repay them with a painful punishment in hereafter because their action that persecution and oppressing other people. So etika is illegal in Islam because have disadvantages of it in Islamic marketing. Okay, we go to the current issues of etika. During the pandemic COVID-19, there are the sellers that who have taken the step by hiding a premium item and increase the item price to buyer and also can gain a higher profit from the items. Ministry of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs will have an investigation on any sellers who are trying to take advantage of the period on movement control order MCO. Director of the Enforcement Section KPD and head Datuk Iskandar Halim Sulaiman said the investigation was based on the consumer complaints if the item sold on the higher price. Datuk Iskandar Halim also said action will be taken against any sellers who try to increase the price for their items. However, KPD and HEP needs to be aware of any complaint raised from the buyer, so that inquiries can be met based on the complaint with specific way. He also said to call for monitoring to the sellers who trying to take advantage of the movement control order (MCO) by increasing price of goods until difficult to consumers who have been affected by COVID-19. Senior Minister of Security Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob also encouraged people to report to the KPD head if they found the sellers who increased price. Okay, that's only for Etika.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So this is about speculation topic of speculation. Speculation exactly is have a speculative speculative element. The investment and business is actually a matter. It is very difficult to avoid, and it can be said that this element occurs in all forms of business and investment. But we need reminded of unnecessary speculation can threaten the stability of the financial market. So let's go through about for definition. Definition based on our research have two scholars' views. This means from Western intellectual views, and the secondary one from Islamic intellectual views. For the first, from Western intellectual views or the Western scholars' views, this word of speculation comes from Old French, which means intelligent observation, and also the word of speculation comes from Old Latin. Which means speculative term has been appearing since time long, established only since the term at 1897. So this is also from Howard. Said speculation as an act of buying asset in the form of commodities, securities, stocks, real estate, and for example, with the sole motive for selling again and in the short term, and hope to getting to intellectual views, Islamic literature that we search, we gain, and the speculation can be understood. The speculation in the modern financial market are not discussed in the previous fuqaha. This means it is because for speculative issues have not been raised in age interrogation. Yeah. From that explanation, we can get the speculative decision as well as the negative ways this thing can affect the economic world. And according to mostly contemporary ulama, speculation is the act of manipulating a market price and asset until can create one situation where people in increasing of price of the asset. The action of manipulation of price. So right now we won't discuss about Masir because Masir is a very related of speculation. So we go through the definition of Masir. We call gambling, in other words, such as gaming and games of chance are derived from uh, gamen and gamen, which means sport, play sport like Toto and something like that. Also, from gambling of Masir can be defined as an action to gain something easier and also can gain something without any effort. So, as we know, Islam already said all kind of profit and transaction based on luck or speculation and also without demand, effort
is prohibited. So sources for that, the definition, we can see at Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse of 19, and also Surah Al-Baqarah, the verse on 219. Surah Al-Ma'idah, we can go through about the element of betting. An acceptable speculative transaction must be free from betting, an element of gambling. In Islam, the validity of any business transaction requires that it's free from gambling. Even so, there are business and welfare organizations in today will had a betting factor behind all kind of good names. So in the Al-Quran, as we can see, this business of betting of charity is undertaken by many countries, including Muslim nation. uh, also like hiding something like that. So same as speculation. Speculation also have so many gambling element. So we throw about element from advantage. This element always been taken from professional speculators, but in Islam marketing, the speculators cannot perform and also not suitable for that market, this market, because in Islam have a doctrine. This allow illusory opportunism and taking another person property based in Al-Quran. وَلَا تَأْكُلُوا أَمْوَالَكُمْ بَيْنَكُمْ بِالْبَاطِلِ أَنْ تَكُونَ تِجَارَةً عَنْ تَرَاضٍ مِنْكُمْ. That mean um, and not consume another will in unjustified sign in bribery to the rules in other that they might you consume a portion the will of the people in sin while you know. So through Hilah is also varies in prohibited activities, in price determination, also in Islamic marketing. And so we go through of definition of Hilah. Hilah from Jama' was al-Hiyal, as means smart, clever, analysis, and ability to be good response. And also Hilah, based on Al-Munawwir dictionary, al-Hilah has made it was a self as made excuse to escape. And also from Ibnu Taymiyah said this word and resourceful way to get to a good or bad destination. And also from Ibnu al-Qayyim understood it as fraud with to be able to show something forbidden. Uh, so and according to al-Shaytibi, it says this word has a sense of placing action that seems to be able to replace allows and transform them to other allows. So as we can see, the Hilah, so many fuqaha define the Hilah mostly more to prohibited, as long as that Muslim, as long as we use that Hilah to a good destination or not, or something else. So the sources when Allah said this is fuqaha, take this or hilal syar'iyah, it means hilah that can be done when the hilah that ma'al or the impact it produce doesn't contradict with the principle of syara or principle that are intended to be. So the second one is al-hiyal al-ghayr mashru'ah, or hilah syariah, the hilah which cannot build the hilah that is ma'al or the impact is generate contrary to the principle of shara. So let's move to the type of hilah by Ibnu Qayyim. Tree. This is prohibited from Ibnu Qayyim, like prohibited views, like what you call the type of hilah by Ibnu Qayyim. So the first one, the Hilah, which contains the purpose forbidden and the way, is also a haram way. This mean in this form, the Hilah is hidden but used to deliver a person to an illegal deed. But therefore, the loss is forbidden and it is in the outcome of something forbidden. For example, the case of the person who drank the alcohol before the entrance prayer time is frivolous. Mm. And also, let's move on to the next point. Is the Hilah is permissible, but the purpose to be achieved is provided. This means this is done by carrying out the permissible deeds, but to abort the others laws of Shara. Before the purpose to be attained ban, the Hilah that will be also banned, such as grant case and zakat obligation. This is like zakat case. When um, when the person of that person don't want to buy the zakat, want to pay the zakat, so he give like hibah, something like that, or in what do you call zakat, like two shapes above the goals to achieve are considered of forbidden, so that the Hilah that is doesn't also be considered within haram. So and also the last point, the way travel is not a legitimate way, but according to the but they are used for something that banned. For example, in the case of tahlil marriage in engineer, it is be a place of debate in the decision. So as we can see, the Hilah have various and are also related in price nation, like someone what you call like mostly manipulating from haram way, he want to manipulating this one already haram and forbidden, but they wanna he wanna manipulate, what they call manipulate the thing to be halal way, like um, put some uh, riba element, but this is hidden, like someone wanna someone, okay, this a person A and B. The person A wanna buy things from B, and then the price, the kind what you call riba is more like in riba with things, like this is a, okay, for example, this was the gold. So as we can see, this gold is a riba with thing, right? So the for example, when the person A to want to buy this good from B, but B already agree, but no, the B already said the price, okay, and then the person don't want, so the person, the B, the person of B um, use tactic like to attract the A to buy this gold. They say, okay, you can buy these things with a low price, but you must uh, pay me. You can pay me at another time, so you can take it first. This is like he put some sharat, something like that. So this one, to the attract the to person to buy our thing is correct, but the way that the person we use is prohibited because have a riba, something like that. So that's all.
Okay, the conclusion of the our topic, prohibited activity in price determination. Firstly, Islam encourage people to do business and marketing, because business and marketing is the one of the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad SAW. A business also can earn a profit for the product and service, but it also depends on the way that seller do in the price determination. Islam also allow competition in business, but the competition must be in healthy and legal competition follow the Islamic law. However, there are also some irresponsible parties who run business in an unhealthy way and violate to an Islamic law. Prohibition of activity in fair determination is divided into four aspects, which is the etika, corruption, speculation, and hilah. Government play the important role to avoid prohibition activity in fair determination from going on by time to time. It is because prohibition activity in determination price may cause persecution and oppression to same parties in Islamic marketing. That's all from our team. Thank you.